Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at 3 field watches. These two here are around $200, and this one is about $375 US dollars. This watch comes from United Kingdom or Great Britain, and it is 249 pounds plus shipping, which works out to about $375 US dollars. Takes a little while to receive these watches as well. So since I have the ARK in on loan, I figured I would compare it to these other 2 field watches that I currently have in my collection. The price for the ARK is $199. Comes with 2 of these very nice and comfortable Velcro straps. And then the Vaer C5 is $209, which also comes with 2 straps. Comes with the silicone strap and then your choice of fabric strap, or you can choose a leather strap if you want, but that increases the price. Let's go in order here. Kind of arrange them by size. This one is 36 millimeter, this one is 38.5, and this one is 40. So here, let me zoom in and maybe get a little better sense of the sizes here. So this is the CWC G10. This is the Swiss Watch Co. ARK. And then this, of course, is the Vaer C5. CWC stands for, it's either Cabot or Cabot Watch Company. And the cool thing about this watch is it has actually seen military use. Not this one, but versions of this watch have seen military use. There's approximately 200,000 of these that have been used by the British military over the years. So that is a cool piece of information to know. So let's talk about the dimensions real quick. Lug to lug on the G10 is 42 millimeter with the 36 millimeter diameter. The ARK, we're looking at 46.5 lug to lug, the 38.5 case diameter, and then the Vaer C5, we're looking at 47.9 lug to lug with a 40 millimeter case diameter. So let's set these off to the side. We'll go over the rest of the specs. So this is 10.3 millimeter thick, not including the thickness of the needle strap. And then the lug width on this is kind of goofy. I'm measuring it at 19 millimeter, slightly over 19, but the strap is 18 millimeter. And you can see that with the gap here on the sides of the strap. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Maybe just to ease in the installation of the NATO strap. This is a military watch after all. It does actually have fixed lug bars to add to the security and ruggedness of this watch. So another cool fact, but that pretty much limits you to NATO straps or single piece straps like this here. I think they actually referred to this as a NATO strap, so that's kind of interesting. I'll leave a link in the description to all of these watches, to their websites. So yeah, so that's signed CWC there. And that's 18 for the strap width. So very neat watch. The crown is very small on this though, at 4.8 millimeter. Unsigned crown, and it's a polished finish, and the rest of it's a brush finish. So kind of interesting there as well. But they're not meant for styling, they're meant for military application, just for telling the time. So all right, let's go to the ARK neck. Oh, actually, weight on this. The weight on this is 48 grams. So the ARK, again, looking at 8.6 millimeter thick, and this Velcro strap does not add to the thickness. This wraps underneath. Well, it goes like this, and then you would apply the Velcro, so it goes on your wrist just like that. Very neat strap and very, very comfortable. Leg width on this is 20 millimeter, and it has a 6 millimeter crown, It all has the same finish. This is a titanium case, crown, case back, a bezel. Everything on this is titanium, and it has a coating which increases the hardness of the surface to 1000 Vickers, which is about 5 times harder than 316L stainless steel, like that watch there, or like this watch here. 6mm crown. Can't remember if I mentioned that already. And that is a signed crown. Weight on this is an amazing 35 grams. This is extremely lightweight. It's crazy how light this watch feels, even compared to these other two watches, which are also quite light, really. All right, so let's talk about the dimensions on the Vaer. So thickness on this is 9.8, and that is a domed sapphire crystal, single dome. You see the distortion there. This also has 20mm lug width, and it has the largest crown at 6.9mm, and that is a signed crown. And this is a screw-down crown. Both of these have screw-down crowns, the ARK and the C5, but the G10 does not have a screw-down crown, which I find interesting. And also this one is good for 50 meters of water resistance, and these other two are good for 100 meters of water resistance. So the actual watch is used in the military, not as water resistant as these other two. Also, the C5 and the ARK have sapphire crystals. This one is a flat sapphire crystal, and this does have AR coating applied. Not for my fingerprints on there. There we go. And I don't believe this one has AR coating. At least it didn't say so on the website. But that is a sapphire crystal. And then this one is acrylic. Has a nice vintage look to it. I believe these watches were in use since the 80s for a 10-year period or so. So I guess sapphire was not quite as prevalent back then, but also the plexiglass is more shatter resistant. It will scratch easier, but it's not going to shatter like sapphire if you were to smash it up against, I don't know, a tank or some metal or whatever you're going to smash your arm up against in the military. So plexiglass is better in that regard. This case shape is very cool. I really like the look and feel of this case. It's a little bit small for my preference, but you know, you don't really need it to be big to tell the time. You can tell the time very easily on this watch from arm's length distance. Let's look at the case back on this one. All of these actually. Look at this one first. So just a simple little coin door here. You can put a coin in there and loosen it and replace the battery. This uses a 371 battery or cell, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Cabot Watch Company. All right, let's look at the case back on the ARK. We can just bend the strap over here. Though Swiss made, all titanium, number 2, so grade 2 titanium, but with the coating it doesn't really matter. The cool thing about grade 2 titanium is it is titanium. It's not an alloy of titanium. 10 ATM water resistance, sapphire crystal, and again, Swiss watch company ARK. Great watch for $200. The Vaer C5. Again, good watch for $209. Also, you can see there it says US assembly, 10 ATM. So yes, this watch is assembled in the USA. And indicated here again, American assembly. Designed in Los Angeles. Sapphire glass, 316L stainless steel, and again, 10 ATM with water resistance. And yes, this does have quick release fabric straps. Nice brushed finish as well. It's got some curve to it too, which I really like on a watch. I appreciate some curvature to it rather than just a slab-sided case, such as this one, for example, just straight up and down on the side. Drilled lugs on this guy, which is great. This one does not have drilled lugs. And again, this one has the fixed lugs, which is quite unique. I've not had many watches with fixed lugs. I think it really adds to the uniqueness and appeal of this watch. All right, so these, as you may have noticed, these are all quartz movement. So the G10 has an ETA 955.102, uses a 371 battery, and from what I could find, the battery life for this is supposed to be good for 6.5 years. The SWC uses a Ronda quartz 6004.D 373 battery, and it's supposed to be good for 3.5 years with that battery. And then the Vaer C5, it uses an FTS Ameriquartz movement. I don't know exactly what movement this uses from that company. They have about 21 different variations or 21 different models of their Ameriquartz movements. And according to the Vaer website, the battery on this is good for, again, 3.5 years. It's actually 40 months, but I just said 3.5 years for both of these to, I don't know, make it easier to talk about, I guess. So let me get each of these on wrist. Before that, we'll talk about the lume. The G10 just says it has super luminova. The ARK has X1 lume, and then the Vaer has C1 lume. I'm going to predict the ARK is going to have the best lume just based on what I've seen of this watch. It has a very amazing lume, but I could be surprised, but I'm almost positive this will be the best lume. It's kind of weird seeing these second hands just ticking away. I'm so used to automatic movements with the second hand sweep versus these things ticking, but you know, that's the nature of the beast with the quartz movement. You know, quartz is more accurate, and you can just grab and go, assuming the battery hasn't died. All right, let me get each of these on wrist. We'll zoom back out and put these on wrist here. Actually, no, I'll hold them up to the camera again real quick. I've had them on the table for a bit here. Just get a sense of the watch. As far as styling, I really like the look of this one. Reminds me quite a bit of the Hamilton I had, the mechanical hand wind watch. I should buy one of those back again and sell this one. I don't know. We'll see. Come on. There we go. So yeah, sign crown. Like I said, I really like the shape of this watch case. Right now we'll go to the ARK. Again, it's all brushed. There's titanium case and the titanium coating on here. Signed crown. Curved spring bar. And you don't need a quick release because you have the drilled lugs here. And you're really only putting one of them in, and then this spring bar by itself. This strap is so comfortable. Did a good job with this watch here. And then here we are with this CWT G10. Real cool watch. Really like it. Just a little bit small for my preference. All right, so I'll put them on wrist now in order of size. Curious as to why they have a 18 or a 19 millimeter lug with the 18 millimeter wide NATO strap here. All these watches are very comfortable to wear on wrists. So there is this little guy here. So I have a 6.5-inch wrist, which tells you just how small this watch is with that 42 millimeter lug width. I mean, that's 42 millimeter lug width is like the diameter of my SKX. I mean, look at that thing. Almost looks like a kid's watch. Nice to own a piece of military history, though. Actually, I could get it down to the second to last hole if I really wanted to. Might cut off circulation, don't know. All right, SWC ARK. The strap does have a little bit of elasticity to it, I think just because of the loose weave pattern here. It's required for this hook and loop system, also known as, well, Velcro is the trademark name. So there we go. 38.5 diameter and 45.6 lug to lug. Such a cool watch. They have quite a few different color variations of this watch. They have quite a large selection of watches, really. I've not worn it all that much, so the strap is a little stiff. It is double thickness, a double thickness strap, really. Look at how it's manufactured. They just sew 2 layers of it together and loop it around the spring bar there. The quick release spring bar. So it kind of gives you the look of a NATO strap without the added security. Oops, went too far there. I don't know about these fabric keepers. All right, there we go. I do like this color combination. I think the strap and the vintage patina loom looks good together. All right, if you have not subscribed already, please go ahead and do so. I greatly appreciate it. Like the video and leave a comment below, and I'll pause the video and we'll come right back with the loom. All right, so here we go. We got the G10 on the left, ARK in the middle, and on the right, the Vaer C5. We see the G10 has better loom than the Vaer, which kind of surprises me, but the ARK, of course, has the best loom, which I kind of figured it would. Really hard to beat for 200 bucks in that ARK. And styling wise, if you like the looks of the Vaer, I mean, it's not bad for $209 either. Loom, a little bit of a letdown, but kind of expected with those small indices. And the G10 has better loom than I was expecting, really. So that will conclude today's video. As always, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.